Good morning, guys. Welcome, or good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Trader's Motivation. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to turn $1,000 into 1 million within a time frame that I'm going to show you shortly. And this can be applied to trading any sort of financial instrument, whether it be Forex that I actively trade, or the stock market, or indices, or anything where you're actively managing your money in order to grow your balance. This money management theory can be applied and build your account up over time to get to your financial goals. So the trick behind turning $1,000 into $1 million is the secret of compound interest. Now, I advise everybody to have a quick search on Google to see what compound interest is and how it can greatly improve your account balance over time, and how you can use risk management and effective money management to basically build it. So how does compound interest work? Well, let's say you start with $1,000, as shown in the previous example, and you make 10% in a month, which is 2.5% a week. Is it possible to make 2.5% in a week? Yes, it is possible. I've made 2.5% a week. I've made slightly less than that, and I've also made considerably more than that in a month. But with a steady 2.5% a week, which is equivalent to 10% a month, you would turn your $1,000 in month one into $1,100. Now, in the following month, you'd have a balance of $1,100 using the 10% that you'd made from your previous month, and you would then make 10% again in month two. So in month two, if you made 10% again, which is 2.5% a week, you would build your balance up to $1,210 because you would be making 10% of $1,100, not your initial balance of $1,000, because your account will have grown over time. Now, if you take this theory and keep on applying it month after month after month, eventually you will get to where you want to be financially. And it's all about keeping your risk management incredibly tight. If you make 10%, if you make 2.5% in the first day of the week that you're trading, stop. Don't risk any more unless you see an extremely highly probable setup. And then in the following week, make 2.5%, stop. Following week, 2.5%, stop. And so you've made 10% for that particular month, and then just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. Repetitive making 10% a month over time. That's how you would get to $1 million within a specified time frame. Now, there's a website called www.forex21.com/forex-compounding-calculator/. And this basically shows you how your account would grow with whatever starting balance you're starting with that you would input here, what percent a month you'd be looking at to try and achieve, and then the number of months you wanted to see what your account balance would be over those months. So let's start by entering our account balance, which is $1,000 that we had in our initial example, and making 10% a month. And we will go for 120 months, which is 10 years. So this will show us where our account balance would be in 10 years if we continuously made 10% a month from our $1,000 starting balance. And then we click calculate. And there we go. So that would be our equity curve over time. As you can see, it's growing as it's calculating what month as it goes through the months. So down below, it shows us each month from our starting balance how our account would grow, adding 10%, and what our end of month balance would be. So if we scroll down, all we need to look for here in this column, in the total column, is when it reaches $1 million. So let's scroll down. And we would hit $1 million in month 73. So divide that by 12. That would give you how many years it would take you to get to that specific amount. So 73 months. So 73 months it would take you to get to $1 million. Now, if we can alter the percentage gain to 20% a month, it shows that we get to $1 million a lot quicker. However, you are going to be applying more risk there in order to get to 20%. We'd hit the $1 million mark at month 38, which would be just over 3 years. So if you can continuously make 20% a month, which is 5% a week, on your starting balance of $1,000, just over 3 years' time, you'll have $1 million. Now, the realism about this is it's not highly unlikely, but the chances are against you getting to this specific amount. Not to put a downer on things, however, psychological battles come into play when you're trading large amounts of money. If you're risking $10,000 on a trade, you can have a lot more stress involved. Your decision making may have issues dealing with that large amount of money. And then you've also got fill problems where your broker, if you're trading that large amount of cash, your broker may not be able to match you correctly, and you may get slippage on your entries, and you just run into a few more difficult problems as you start trading more amount of money. However, don't let that put you off. If you're wanting to go for $1 million with $1,000, you go for it, guys, because percentage-wise and mathematically-wise, you can get there. So there we go. That's the theory behind turning $1,000 into $1 million trading the financial markets. If you've got any questions or you want me to explain anything further, please let me know. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave me a comment, and have a great day, guys. See you soon.